What is up, everyone? Welcome to the first episode. Well, it's not really the first episode. It's like the re-debut of Red Carpet and
It's
Ring
it's
Light.
it's a reboot.
It is. It's a
Reimagine.
reboot, reimagining.
Better Jared, better Chris, better stories. You don't want to miss.
In case you don't know who we are, my name is Z. Jared Holmes, the only one that matters. I'm joined by I'm just Chris, 91.
'Cause I'm
Is
just
he
Chris.
91 years old? It's a real question.
Maybe. If I am, I look good for my age.
Connected. Anyways, we have a lot to get to. We had to talk about the Love Island finale. We have some horror movie news, all that good jazz. But we are going to start off with more of a somber note. Alan Grant. I'm blanking on his real life name, but he
Sam
played
Neill.
Alan Grant. Who is it?
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill. Unfortunately, passed away. I loved him as Alan Grant, man. I'm a big Jurassic Park fan. So waking up and seeing that news, man, I was sad, man. Jurassic Park 3, one of his greatest roles of all time, in my opinion. You know, he takes the lead in that role. Does so great in it. And it was cool to see him come back in Dominion and see like everyone
Yeah.
come back one last time. So I'm thankful to have that. Even though Dominion was a dog shit movie, luckily the entire like original cast was all there. You're
Yeah.
not really too big of a Jurassic Park fan, are you?
I like the first one. And then I feel like Jurassic World wasn't horrible, but I think once it got past Jurassic World, it was ass. The second and third were okay. Third one better than the second one for sure. The second one I hated, but the first one iconic, one of the best movies. And if memory serves me correct, it's one of your favorite like non-horror but should be labeled as horror movies.
Correct. Yeah, it's in my top like four all time. Now
So yeah,
off from the sad news, but rest in peace, Alan Grant. I'm bad with characters' names, like actors' names. I'm bad to call them the character's name, but rest in peace. Super sad. But let's move on to some more happy news. Love Island.
is this really happy news considering how it turned out for the couple that we wanted to win the whole thing and where they were placed?
I mean that is true, but I'm happy for Bryce and Trinity, honestly.
Hey, Brenedy and five.
I kind of want to just kind of talk about the whole season as a whole real quick. Obviously, we ain't gonna deep dive every episode and every character, but
Yeah, yeah.
because that would take for fucking ever. But as a first time watcher, honestly, I'm gonna just give my overall thoughts. I absolutely loved it. I know I see a lot of people like saying it's dog shit, all this stuff, but I have my opinion on the people that are saying that. It's a bunch of fucking KC fans. Fuck KC. KC, if you ever watch this podcast, you're a fucking clown. You're a fucking bozo. Imagine going to get a Toyota Tacoma whenever you had a fucking Porsche, baby. Sucks to suck, man.
I
Fuck
cannot I cannot agree with that. I cannot agree with that, okay? You're mad at Casey for doing exactly what the whole show is about doing. Exploring connections, building connections. He went over to Casa, he found himself somebody he was more compatible with than Anaya, and let's be honest, Anaya was a red flag. Anaya was a problem, and I'm going to say it. But nobody's ready for that conversation, okay? Nobody's ready for that conversation. But that's
and
okay. That is okay.
teaching one night stand. A great, a great lay, probably. Couple lays, whatever. Anaya, wifey material.
But at the same time, TT was more down for KC than Anaya
Yeah,
ever
down
was,
the
if we're
fuck.
being for real.
How's she gonna
It
come straight
wasn't
to the?
just it,
They're not making it to the reunion. They are not
they're
making it to
making it
the
to the
reunion.
reunion. I bet you they make it to the reunion before Anaya and Carl.
Let's go over some of these couples that left the villa. How? Let's do a couple predictions here. Corbin and Farmita, how long do they last?
Corbin and Parmita, ooh, that's tough because
I don't think they make it to
oh,
the reunion.
I don't think they make it to the reunion. I feel like they're the type that would social media put it on that they would. But in reality, I don't think they would last. I think they're the type that puts up that they're happy and they're together, but behind closed doors they're with other people until it gets leaked.
Yeah, for sure, for
Um
sure. Like, did you see Farmita's interview saying like how She's fucked rappers. She's fucked artists. She's fucked movie stars. She's like, my whole town knows me. Yeah, probably because your whole town being ran through you, bitch. That's the way it sounded. Sort of God. I don't know if you saw that, but that's how it sounded.
I saw clips. I saw clips. Like, yeah, no, I don't think they last. Zach and Kata, like, I don't know if you want to jump into them yet, or if you want to talk
No, not
about.
yet. I'm
Not yet.
going
Okay,
kind of.
okay.
I'm going in the
Then let's
order they're
go.
delimited. So
Let's go,
Kinsey,
Kenzie and Dylan.
yeah, Kinsey and Dylan. I think they're gonna last pretty long. I'm liking what they're doing on social media. It seems like they're actually getting along pretty well. I think they make it a year. Honestly, I'm giving
A
them 1 year.
year.
Hmm.
I give them 6 months maximum. I don't think they make it a year. I think Kenzie's too much of a problem, and Dylan is like very emotional for a man. You know what I'm saying? That's not a bad thing. Hey, I
Men
mean, I
don't
can get.
cry. I've never
Look,
cried.
he cried at the finale. I
True.
have a witness. I have a witness.
Okay,
Anyways,
Tyler could lie.
so you've already stated how you feel about Casey and TT, so we won't go there. We've
Yeah,
talked
they
about
ain't making
Corbin and
it.
Parmita. We talked about Kenzie and Dylan. Now,
Melanie and
my favorite.
Sincere's time.
Oh, you ready? You want to get into the final four?
Yeah, because that's the only couples left. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, no, there was Amora and Gall, which was a couple for all of 30 seconds.
Since they even have done anything outside the villa together.
No, if
Maybe
anything,
y'all have.
Gall and Jen have done more stuff together, which I
Yeah,
love. If y'all
Gabe and
haven't seen
Kim
the
have
photo
meeting up
shoot,
too.
yes, I saw. Yeah, I saw that. Um, but yeah, okay, so let's dive into the final four. So we got Melanie and Sincere.
I have a good prediction on this. Either they're already broken up or they last forever. Like they'll last either 1 to 2 months or they're lasting forever. There's no in between.
Okay, I see that. I see that. I definitely see that because they're two very extreme people. Emotions all over the place. If you guys have watched the show, you saw the bullshit that Sincere
Yeah, but
put Melanie
also
through.
you're in a bubble in that villa. You know what I mean? I don't feel like you gotta
That's
act
true.
the same way outside the villa as you are in it, you know?
Do you think Sincere would have been as horrible of a person outside of the villa if they met outside the villa, or do you think he would have been more calm, cool, and like?
I think he's just been whatever. I don't know him outside. I never watched
Yeah.
any of his social media shit. I never knew who the dude was until he was on my line.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to tell. It's on, but yeah, it's. I'm with you. I'm with you. It's either immediate breakup, immediate messy breakup too. Like I'm talking like there's going to be social media posts, there's going to be leaked DMs, like it's going to be ugly, or they're going to get married and have like 5 kids.
I think so too. It's not going to be a clean breakup. It's going to be downright disgusting, and I hope it's on Beyond the Villa.
Yeah. All right. So then, with that being said, we are now moving on to you know what? Before I move on to like and talk about this, let's talk about Carl and Anaya. I don't think that's gonna last. I truly don't. I feel like Carl and Anaya. I I think they are very manufactured for the show. I feel like they were simply placed together. And every time Anaya talked to Carl, it just I got this vibe that she was talking to a friend. As much as she was telling him she's into him and all of this, I feel like she was just talking to a friend and she kept wanting to say it, but she wanted to try to win that money. No way in hell should they have taken second.
They shouldn't have got second. They should have got third for sure. But I think they'll last, especially after their date last night. I think 100. Well, 2 nights ago when this dropped, 100% during their date, it sealed it for me. They're gonna be together for quite a long time, in my opinion.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I don't know. I'm not with it. I'm not believing in Carl and Anaya. But that's just me. Now let's move on to the couple that we both wanted to win that was robbed. 3, 4 votes. All the votes, they were robbed. And that is Zach and Kata.
Cater.
Cater, as Zach calls her. Yes, Cater. What, America, what is your fucking beef with these people, bro?
A
Everybody
lot of
makes
them.
it.
I think a lot of them's homophobic, man, because they think Zach's gay and they don't want to vote for him. You know,
Why did they vote Bryce and Trinity? Because Bryce was 50% of that.
because they like
Bryce was the
Trinity.
one that said, "Hey, look at my dick."
The Zach hate is so forced. Like, how the fuck
It really
Melanie and
is.
bitch ass Sincere make third place?
That's what I'm saying. They took fourth over Anaya and Carl, the fucking the industry plants of the show. They took fourth over Melanie and Sincere, the most talked about and toxic couple in that villa. And I will say this, one thing I was not a fan of in this season compared to last season. Mind you, last season was the first season I watched, and a lot of people disagree with me on this. Is that they all coupled up and locked in so quick? Look at
Yeah, but
Zach
you're
and
trying to
Kate.
look for love. That's a
I
part
get
of the
that. I
show.
get that, but they all closed themselves off really from actually exploring. How are you gonna? And that was they got mad. Like that's what I don't get the KC hate, bro. KC opened himself up to that experience. It's not his fault that Anaya shut down that for Carl, and only when she was at risk of being voted off, they brought Carl back so she wasn't single and vulnerable.
It's called Love Island, so they're looking for love.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, how do you know if what you found is love if you lock yourself down that quick? Melanie and Sincere, that quick. But Sincere did the most exploring aside from Kenzie. Kenzie and Sincere are literally the same person. Except like Sincere, they were both handled their
Not
way,
really.
but the women.
Kenzie's hot. I personally can't say Sincere's hot. Me personally, I can't say that.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But anyways, we have talked about this quite a bit, almost half of our episode. Let's have some final parting words on Love Island. Jared, give me your final thoughts on this season.
I loved it, honestly. Like I said, favorite character was Zach. Least favorite character had to be Soul for me. Plain and simple. That's my favorite and my least favorite. But if I had to go with male least favorite, obviously, bitch ass Casey. Sean deserved better. I know he was voted off
Yes.
early on. I loved Sean. And so Futures too. And Gabe. I loved all three of those. I hated that they voted off so early.
And you hated Beatrice at the beginning, remember? Until
I
you
did.
saw how funny she was. I'm with you on almost all of that. I would say if I'm picking a least favorite male, it had to be Caleb, bro. Caleb had zero emotion. He was boring to watch.
See, yeah, but Caleb has like fuck elevated himself outside the villa with his antics.
Outside the villa, yeah. No, okay, you know what? I'm taking that back. Caleb is cool. I hate Gall. Not
No,
outside the villa. He's hilarious
dude,
on
go
TikTok. I
out.
made a whole video. I made a whole Gall video. You had to have seen that.
I did.
Outside the villa, love him. Inside the villa, I hated him. He was the worst. I couldn't stand him. But that's besides the point. Obviously, favorite is Zach as well. Female favorite has to be Kata. And then least favorite female, I have to go with Anaya. I'm sorry, but Anaya to me, no. You know what? I'm not gonna give it to Anaya because she had her moments. Kenzie was trash to me. Kenzie was obnoxious, annoying. Like she was this close to losing Dylan, and she like last minute saved it because they were at risk of going off the show, and they went off together, and apparently they're still together. So
I still think Caleb and Jaden's together, but that obviously ain't last.
that's definitely not. Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about that one. But
Which
they were
I,
like a recent one, so that's okay.
yeah,
That's okay. Anyways, great. It was a good season. I'm excited to see the reunion as well as Beyond the Villa, which Jared has not got to experience yet, but he will. He will experience both these things.
yeah, make sure you
Um,
subscribe because when we do our weekly news roundup at the end of each episode, if some big shit happens with the cast, I'm sure we'll talk about it.
exactly, exactly. All right, Jared. Love Island aside, what did you want to talk about next? Because there's a lot of happening in movie news, TV
There is.
news, all of it.
There's like four big pieces I want to talk about. We're going to start off with the least important, in my opinion, which is the Carrie TV show. Don't know if I sent it to you, but apparently there's going to be other characters that have powers or some shit. That doesn't make no sense.
That really doesn't. When you look at the origins of Carrie, it sounds like they're going for a more modern push with it. This is one of those classics that I feel like you shouldn't touch. You know what I mean? There's no need to modernize it, to add in extra characters.
The only
Um,
reason I'm excited for it is because Mike Flanagan's directing 4 episodes of it, and he done the screenplay, which I love Mike Flanagan. So
yeah, no, Mike Flanagan's definitely done some great stuff. Haunting of Hill House, Midnight Mass, Doctor Sleep was pretty good. Not the hugest fan, but I did like it. I did enjoy that. You know that he really. He doesn't miss, you know what I mean? Like very rarely does he miss. My question is there any chance that any of these do you think this series could make you look at the OG movie, think that she has been dethroned? I don't think so.
I think the 2013 one's better than the old one anyway. So like,
Mm, that was Rage 2, right?
no,
That
the
was like
remake
it
of
was like her
Carrie
dog. Oh, the remake. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I
that
know
came
they
out in
also had like
2013.
kind of like I know they had like a sequel way back when that was like her daughter, which I don't know if you saw that one,
I have.
but it
I
was
only
like
seen the original and then the TV
mhm.
remake one and then the 2013 remake.
Okay, I never watched the 2013 one.
Which
So that would be your go-to then if you were to choose.
Yes, but I don't think you'll like it because it's one of those 2010s remakes, and you don't like 2010s remakes.
One 2010 remake I don't like. And it's actually
Speaking Nightmare on Elm Street, crazy ass news that dropped today is that we're getting a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie from Paramount, and it's not a remake apparently. It's apparently
no.
like a reboot of the series. It's in the
Mhm.
Nightmare on Elm Street universe or some shit. I'm not exactly too sure. No plot synopsis, no nothing, no director, no actors. Just it was announced Nightmare on Elm Street's coming back, and I know Chris, you love the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. How do you feel?
Honestly, I feel excited because from everything that I've seen when looking at this is that they want to stick more so to the original screenplay by Wes Craven, the original idea and the original story of Freddy Krueger rather than the 2010 remake where they turned him into a pedophile, which I fucking hated. He was a child murderer, not a child diddler. Okay? That is
It's
why I
just
hated
Jeffrey
it.
Epstein, man.
Anyways, Jackie Earl Haley did good, but the whole story was ass. That's besides the point. I'm excited to see what they do. I am worried with how a lot of when you look at not even remakes, reboots, but like sequels, right? One of your most anticipated of the year, Scream 7. Look how that turned out. That's one of your worst movies of the year.
The worst movie of the year.
That's where I'm just like I'm scared, but I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful that we could get a reboot of sorts with some new stories. You know what I mean? I would love to see some new stuff happen. I feel like there's so many worlds that this could go with. So that's my thoughts on it.
My thoughts are I gotta see who's directing it. I gotta see who's playing
Hmm.
Freddy Krueger. So I have full on hype train here. But I'm excited to see Freddy on the big screen again. I've never seen
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger on the big screen ever.
The only one that I believe I can say that I saw, and I don't even know if this really counts, but it's in the universe is Freddy versus Jason. I saw that in theaters.
I know you're not good
So
with directors, so I'm not really gonna ask you. So in your opinion, if you'd like. Who would you like to see direct it? Me, Freddie Allen. There's nobody that I mean, Mike Flanagan too. I know I've seen people say Curry Barker. No, he couldn't do a Freddy story.
that's a future episode. Me and Jared are going to talk about Curry Barker and Obsession because I think I want to have that back and forth with you because your opinions and views have changed since the movie became so popular. We're going to talk about that another time. But as far as this movie, who I want to see directed, I could not tell you. I have no idea
J.J. Abrams
about.
would be a good fool too.
I mean, at this point, it might be M. Night Shyamalan, and I'm going to be severely sad
Oh,
because
I love it.
I don't like a lot of his movies, and I'm sad that I just put that into the ether that that could potentially happen.
King Parsons, who
Um,
did the back room, I think might be a pretty good choice too, because he has all that the back
that
room's
would
just
be good
kind
for
of
sure.
dream esque.
I've seen parts. I haven't. I need to sit down and watch it in its entirety. Coming up next, so we've talked a lot about the horror movies. I don't know if you wanted to jump into the series or if you wanted to switch pace for a little bit and talk about the comic
The
book side of it.
Yeah, we can talk about Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah,
What the
so they have a runtime of 2 hours and 46 minutes. They're expected to start selling the premium format tickets. They go on sale next week. Marvel's biggest crossover films usually typically push to 3 hours. If you remember, Endgame
I
and
couldn't tell you what all of them.
yeah,
I
no, no,
get
no.
laid, so I couldn't tell you.
Anyways, I'm very curious. How do you feel about something like that? Do you feel like, and I mean, not even just comic book movies, but do you feel that 3 hours is just generally too long, even for some of the best movies? Like,
Yes.
what would be your ideal time frame that you think
No,
movies should stick?
no movie should be over 2 hours, like whatsoever. Like you had to have a really good narrative piece to be over 2 hours. It's not needed. It's never fucking needed ever. I can't remember the last movie I watched that was over 2 hours. I thought was really good. Honestly, none comes to mind. You don't need more than 2 hours to tell a story, in my opinion. A lot of it's gonna be filler anyways.
I get that, but I do think that there are a lot of movies that there's quite a few movies that I've seen that ran for about 3 hours that I thoroughly enjoy, but it's very rare because, like you said, it's a lot of filler, it's a lot of that. But at the same time, I feel like there's also movies that have been made that are made within an hour and a half to like 2 hours that leave out huge plot holes that leave you guessing on.
Leviticus should have been way longer than it was.
Would you say that that one would be an exception to you? Like you would think that would be a good 3 hour movie?
No, it's only like an hour and 30. If you would have added another like 15, 20 minutes onto it,
Okay, okay. So still not within that range. Wouldn't okay. I get that. I get that. I'm with you. I don't. I think 3 hours is a lot, but there are some instances where we need to add a little more time because I feel like they're just rushing.
One more thing to bring up here before we get to the other thing, just kind of LOL moment. Moana is bothered at the box office. That shit's
I
so
didn't.
funny. Fuck you, Dwayne. We hate The Rock here. AEW for life, baby.
Anyways, I didn't even really know that Moana was in the box offices right now. Not gonna lie. Before that, I want to go see Toy Story 5 because I grew up on the Toy Story franchise.
I need to watch
Okay,
Evil Dead
those
Burn. It come out this week. I didn't go to the theaters to watch it.
dang, that's a first cat. He always goes and sees every like new horror movie.
I do have a rant about our next and final topic.
Okay, so next thing we're going to be talking about is the new show, the Friday the 13th show coming out, Crystal Lake. It's got a new release strategy. It says the upcoming Crystal Lake series will not follow weekly releases. Instead, all 8 episodes are going to be released on October 15th. My thoughts, I'm not a fan of it. I like and I guess it depends on the show because, and how many episodes, you know what I mean? If there's a show that has 15 to 20 episodes, I don't mind it all being dropped at once because I can take some time. Cobra Kai being a prime example, right? You could
But they
binge through
released like there's only like 10 episodes of that.
with this though, and all depending on how they do it, I don't know how to feel about all released at once. I like the weekly episodic where I can watch it and I have something to look forward to and I can talk about it on social media. I feel like with all 8 episodes being dropped at once, all you can really talk about the whole thing in its entirety rather than spaced out over time.
Yep, here's my rant on it. Camp Crystal Lake on Peacock is going to be one of the most, like, one of the fucking garbage shows of all time. If it had any sense of thrill or suspense, they would do weekly episodes. I think it's going to be so dog shit and that they just wanted to use the IP. So they rushed filming, rushed production, and all that, and they are just going to dump it and forget about it. I think it's going to be absolutely fucking terrible. If you can't make a compelling story where you need weekly releases, then your show doesn't fucking matter, plain and simple. Will I be watching it? Yes. Is my expectations lower than what they was before? 100% yes. Weekly releases is the way to go. All these binge worthy shit, like if you drop all your shit, you're just a clown. Fuck Peacock, fuck Blumhouse, and fuck the Jason universe.
Strong words from the Jared Holmes.
And before we wrap it up here, just gonna give you all a little piece on what we're gonna do, you know? We're gonna have a big topic every week, whether that's a mini tournament of like something, maybe a movie review that we watched for the week, something along those lines, and then we'll probably end the each episode with talking about some of the movie news and stuff. Make sure you follow me at the Jared Holmes everywhere. Follow him at
It's I'm underscore just underscore Chris 91 on all platforms.
he does pretty much daily TikTok live, so definitely go fucks with
I
that.
do. I do.
I'll have
We've
his
been
links for you in the
jumping.
description.
Yes. I do want to end this with a question for anybody watching because I'm curious, and this is going to tell us who watched until the end. If you could reboot one horror franchise, which one are you picking? Jared, I would love to hear your thoughts on this one.
I would normally say Nightmare, but we're already getting there. We also getting a new Friday
Mhm.
the 13th movie. We're getting a new Texas Chainsaw movie. Give us another Hatchet movie, motherfuckers. Quit being
Ooh.
cowards. We need a Hatchet movie.
You know what? I like that one. I like that one a lot. Ooh, for me, if see now this isn't even like an old series, but I want more of it. So I don't know if it technically counts as a reboot. I want more creep tapes. Like the movie. We haven't watched the series yet. I want more. So much more can be done with this universe. I want it. So
I
give
agree.
me that.
But let us
But
know yours in the comments below.
give us a comment, let us know. Also, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're following along. Like I said, Jared, up next, I want to talk to you about Obsession. We're going to do that. We're going to
Definitely
have
down.
that.
Definitely down.
Um,
But every Tuesday at noon Eastern Time, we will have episodes live on the Jared Homes. Until then, until next Tuesday, we'll just be chilling here in our little cave until we're ready to record again. Peace out, pimps.